On January 31st, 1943, the skies above the Solomon Islands pulsed with tension and the ever-present threat of death. It was that pivotal moment in the Pacific War when split-second decisions and raw courage shaped the destinies of men and nations alike. Into this crucible soared First Lieutenant Jefferson J. DeBlanc, a Louisiana Cajun whose grit and spirit would soon be tested beyond anything he had yet imagined. That morning, DeBlanc led a flight of 8 Wildcats from Marine Fighter Attack Squadron 112, escorting 12 dauntless dive bombers over Kolombangara Island, then firmly in Japanese hands. The air was thick with promise and peril as the American formation approached the target. DeBlanc's voice rang out over the radio, calm but alert. Dropping the tanks. In quick succession, his pilots echoed, "Roger that, tanks dropped." The planned attack was underway, but within just 20 minutes, trouble stalked the formation. The first sign came not from the enemy, but from within their own ranks. A shaky voice broke the relative silence. "Mayday! Mayday!" "Lieutenant, I'm registering a faulty engine here, losing altitude. This doesn't look good. I'm going to turn her around and head back to base." DeBlanc clenched his jaw, understanding the risks. "Roger," he replied, giving reluctant permission to retreat. Before the flight could recover its composure, another urgent transmission crackled through the static. "Emergency! Request to turn back. Fuel pressure gauge malfunction. See you at the base." DeBlanc could only sigh. "Ah, hell, Roger." Now only 6 fighters remained to defend the vulnerable, dauntless bombers from the deadly Japanese fighter screen. As DeBlanc checked on the remaining pilots, he attempted a dose of Cajun gallows humor. "Hey, wingman, you ain't turning back, are ya?" His wingman shot back. "Not yet. But I gotta tell ya, my Wildcat's feeling a little rickety." DeBlanc reminded the men that fortune in the skies was fickle. Out of every 20 planes, only 2 meet flight standards. To hell with the damn fuel gauge. We need all the guns we can get in case the Zeros come. Those fears proved justified, and fast. DeBlanc's own fuel gauge began flickering. "Now my fuel gauge is acting up. This can only mean one thing. It's a leak. Looks like my impatient virgin is running out of patience." His wingman offered sympathy. "Hey, there's no shame in turning back." But to DeBlanc, retreat was unthinkable. "Turn back? I ain't no yellow-bellied bobcat. If this is a one-way ticket, then so be it." With conviction, he gave the only possible order. "We got no choice anyway. I see the Japanese fleet. Let's go, gentlemen." As the Wildcats and Dauntlesses swept towards their target in the waning tropical afternoon, Japanese anti-aircraft guns below roared to life, streaking the sky with hot metal that flashed like meteors. A new threat appeared: Japanese Mitsubishi Pete float planes racing to intercept the American bombers. DeBlanc tossed a signal to his wingman, Sergeant Jim Felleton. "Jim, we got 2 Petes just below, in a tail chase pattern, going after our dive bombers. You ready to go hog wild?" Jim's answer was immediate. "Lead the way, you crazy Cajun." In Marine fighter tradition, he added, "Remember the gumbo." Together, the 2 Wildcats peeled down, diving headlong into the heart of the enemy formation. DeBlanc lined up the first Pete, dancing with death in the spray of tracer bullets fired by the rear gunner. Bullets spit past his canopy, but instinct and experience kept him alive. With steady hands, DeBlanc found his mark. A curtain of .50 caliber fire tore through the float plane, sending it tumbling in flames towards the jungle below. Spiraling back into position, he set his sights on the lead fighter. Once again, the impatient Virgin's guns thundered. The second Pete never had a chance, crashing in a spectacular fireball. In seconds, DeBlanc had cleared the way for the dauntless bombers to complete their perilous dive. Their payloads striking the Japanese fleet below. Pride and relief briefly flickered on the American ranks. Jim hailed DeBlanc. "Nice shooting, DeBlanc. How's your fuel?" Cajun replied, "Lower than a squirrel's pecker, Jim. But that doesn't matter now. These Wildcats are our only chance against the Zeros." Though the sky seemed momentarily safe, DeBlanc sensed what was coming. "Relax, Lieutenant," Jim reassured him. "We're all clear. Nothing but clouds. Looks like we're lucky today." If only that were so. As the American planes turned for home, day slipping into dusk, fate delivered its next blow. Against the golden glow of the sinking sun, the distinctive forms of Japanese fighters appeared. 10 Nakajima Oscars, fast and deadly, driven by the singular mission to seek and destroy. The radio blared, "Zeros!" But DeBlanc recognized them instantly for what they were. A quick exchange with Jim. "You seeing this, DeBlanc?" "I'm seeing it all right." Like bats out of hell, there was no time for debate. "What's your move?" Jim asked, and DeBlanc's answer was pure grit. "Only one thing to do, Jim. Follow my lead." With a courage bordering on madness, DeBlanc charged straight at the superior enemy force. His audacity paid off. The Oscars, shocked by the aggressive attack from beneath, hesitated. DeBlanc locked in on the lead fighter, fired, and watched as it spiraled earthward. Without missing a beat, he swung to the wingman, squeezing the trigger and catching it mid-air. This unorthodox tactic infuriated the Japanese pilots, who abandoned. The mangled, burning Oscar is still trying to ram him. DeBlanc keeps firing until the pilot finally falls. But another Oscar joins the fight, gets behind DeBlanc until he yanks up suddenly. "I call this one the Gator Roll." The Oscar overshoots, and DeBlanc shoots him down, his 5th kill of the day. It's now 6 p.m., but the battle isn't over. A hidden fighter below strikes. Bullets rip into his Wildcat, tearing off his watch, damaging his pants, destroying his instrument panel, and setting his engine ablaze. "Ah, hell! Here we go again!" For the second time in 2 days, DeBlanc bails out and parachutes into hostile waters. Vela Gulf between Colombangara and Vela La Vela. It's only been 5 minutes since the fight began. In that time, he shot down 5 enemy planes. From the air, he sees the Japanese-controlled Munda airfield, apparently deserted. But he hears the drone of engines approaching. He knows that parachuting Americans are favorite targets. "I'll do exactly what possums would do." As the Japanese plane nears, DeBlanc plays dead. The fighter circles, scanning him closely. Sweat pours down his face, but the Japanese fall for it and move on. DeBlanc splashes down into the dark gulf. He's wounded by shrapnel in both arms and legs. He's lost his pistol and most survival gear. Worse, he's in enemy waters with sharks. He retrieves chlorine pills from his shirt pocket as shark repellent and begins the grueling nighttime swim. Every 15 minutes, he opens a new pill. The current pulls him back, but he pushes forward. After 6 punishing hours, he reaches Colombangara. Exhausted, he collapses. Morning rain wakes him. He eats rainwater and chocolate, tends his wounds, and heads east toward a volcanic crater. He salvages a large shark knife from his gear and uses it to hack through the jungle. His goal? Find an airfield, maybe even steal a plane. But the jungle is thick, unfamiliar, and enemy territory. He treks all day, following animal tracks, but seeing no people. That night, he builds a hammock in the trees and sleeps lightly. Next day, he finds a trail. It leads to a clearing, a tropical paradise with coconuts, birds, a stream, and one grass hut. But footprints tell him he's not alone. Hope the natives are friendly, not headhunters. He shrugs off the thought and gathers food and water. That night, he sleeps in the hut. The next morning, he hears a noise. Grabbing his knife, he sneaks out and sees a small native man with a bolo knife. DeBlanc later said he wondered if he was about to be rescued, or breakfast. 6 more natives emerge. An American? He looks lost. We should put him in a cage to protect him from jaguars. All right, folks. You got me. I'm your guest, and you're mighty friendly hosts, ain't ya? They escort him to a village hidden in the jungle. He's placed in a bamboo cage guarded by 2 men. Don't worry, you're safe here. His knife is taken. The tribe debates his fate. Let him sleep in my hut. I'm afraid he'll run off. Best he stays in the cage for now. Tomorrow we'll take him to the Americans. DeBlanc lies awake in the cage, haunted by dark thoughts. Are they figuring out what temperature to cook me at? Night falls. He dreams of ritual dances and drums. When he wakes, the village is quiet. He falls asleep again and dreams of dancing with the islanders. At dawn, A new group enters the village. One man approaches the cage and says in broken English, "We here rescue you." "Yes, yes, we here rescue you." They throw down a sack of rice. "Glad to see you." "You too, buddy. This here is a bag of brown rice from my mom." "Thanks. Send my love to her. Now please get this American home safely." And just like that, DeBlanc is free.